Hi there, I'm back. This is my second video. I wanted to run this by you real quick to finish up some things. I am the owner of Southern Girl Lux Hair. Just call me O. And I invite you to check out my website. Go to southerngirlluxhair.com. Lux is L-U-X-E. My first video, we hit on quite a few things. And again, the purpose of my video is not just to invite you to become a customer of mine, but also to allow you an opportunity to get in on a vendor here in the United States. I am physically in Texas. I deal only in Indian hair. I have all the different types of textures that are very popular. I offer preferred pricing, wholesale to stylists, those in the industry, salon owners, barbers, hair students, cosmetology students, people that want to be entrepreneurs, hair bosses, people starting their own hair business, and those that are thinking about it, but you just don't have your certifications, your licenses by your county or your state or your incorporation papers or whatever, and you just want to try it out. You can do so by going to my website at the very top of my website, southerngirlluxhair.com. It's on your screen. And before I go further, please subscribe and feel free to leave comments, respectful and courteous only, please. If you have a question, leave your question. I will do my absolute best to answer all of your questions. If you want to send something directly through the website, go on the website, and there are different links that will give you different emails to send to if you are trying to find out about how to be a vendor or how to get preferred pricing. So if you're not a professional in the industry or an entrepreneur, getting ready to invest in this particular business with me to sell hair for yourself. As an individual, you want to get your feet wet, you want to make a little holiday money, you can go online and fill out, send me an email, let me know that you're interested, and then I will invite you to the wholesale page. And you can pay the $40 for the subscription plan, which allows you to go in and purchase at the reduced wholesale preferred pricing that I've set forth for you. And yes, it's $40. It's not a lot of money when you think about the fact that you're going to be saving a lot of money. Even on your first order, you're going to recoup that money plus more. Everybody knows somebody that wears extensions. So whether you want to give a bundles party, you want to sell to people on your job, you want to sell to different salons, you want to sell to church members, you know, if you have a girlfriend that wants to sell, you got to be kind of careful getting into business with other people because it can go bad south real quick. Maybe you have a spouse that's out of work. Get that 401k. If you know that you can sell, hair is not hard to sell. So test this out first, this $40 monthly subscription fee, buy your hair, sell it, buy more hair, sell it. And you can also, all of you, whether you're a stylist, an entrepreneur, or you're just trying to test the waters to be in the business as an entrepreneur, you can get your hair purchases financed on the website. You know, I think it's like a buy now, pay later, simple installment plan. It's not a big deal. So let's get into it. Oh, and for those of you that have guys, men, you know, guys are really good at selling, you know, maybe they're out there on the street doing the little, you know, drug thing or whatever. You know, maybe you have girlfriends, or maybe you're somebody that's, you know, stripping, you know, you're dancing, you know, and maybe you don't feel so good about what you're doing. You can't tell your children. You know, you don't want people at the school to know with your children. You don't want, you know, your family to know. You don't want the man you're in love with or dating to know. It's a hard life. And the money's not always steady. It really isn't. It's hard work. You're not going to work as hard. This is easier. It's a clean business. It's something you can be proud of, and you can make a lot of money. You know, you can make a lot of money. If you can sling drugs, you can sell hair. It's a lot easier. You will not get arrested. The money is absolutely legit, and you can make a lot of money. Trust me on that. So, okay, so we were talking on the last video about a lot about China, and I use that talking about China a lot to get you to understand the importance of ownership in this industry, the importance of us reclaiming our economic power. You know, a couple of months ago, I'm trying to think of what it was called. I think it was Congress passed a China bill. Let's see, what was it? I'm trying to think of what the name of it was. It was about the way China was doing business and some of the immoral and unethical things that they were doing. Basically the government was saying, we need to take back our economic power from China in the STEM industry. So the STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math is basically what it is. But they left out something very important, and I contacted my congressman, which I'm very upset with, and my state representative, because they didn't call me back, so they're not getting my vote. I can promise you that on the next go around. I contacted them to say, you left something very important out of the bill, so I wanted the bill amended to also kind of punish China for taking over the hair industry here in the United States. So basically what the government was saying was that China is taking over key areas of our commerce, and we have to stop it. And the way that they do business is so not legitimate. They don't pay taxes. They do a lot of bringing in of the illegal aliens from them, the immigrants from China, and they bring them here and they don't pay taxes. They don't do anything for the community. They don't pay decent wages for the very few people of color that work for them. You know, they look at you like you're criminals when you're in there. They don't want to take anything back. And then they sell you crap that they shouldn't even sell you. They claim it's human hair. It's not human hair. And they sell you hair that's animal hair made out of every type of animal, because they have more animal pet farms in China than anywhere else that they use for groceries. That's where people go there. If you've ever been, if you look online, just even at China, the Walmart there, and I think they have a Sam's Club there too. If you look online, they have these aisles, freezer aisles, refrigerated aisles full of animals. I don't know if they still have it, because after COVID hit, you know, all nations were trying to get China to disband from selling raw, to selling, live animals, all of these pet farms, because they eat it, and then the waste from the animals and the blood, you know, they feel that's where, you know, the bird flu came from. They feel that's where COVID came from. So all the countries are against that now when it comes to China. At any rate, there goes the light again. We're going to work this out. We're going to roll with it. So what I'm trying to say is basically what I said before, that we have got to take control of our resource, and we are the primary consumers of hair extensions and wigs. China's making all the money. We have made China billions and billions, and we keep making billions, getting online, buying from Alibaba and all these other Chinese websites. And if you look at all these Chinese websites, they're using pictures of Black women. I can guarantee you they're not paying even 20% of those Black women. They steal the photos. They just are masterminds at theft. And see, the thing about them is that you can't hardly prosecute them, because they're over there. The Chinese government's not going to back you. You know, if you order hair from them and they don't send it to you, if they take your money, your credit card, whatever, what are you going to do? How are you going to get it back? You can't. You can't. Nobody's going to go after them, and they're just going to go do it to more people. They're going to make operate another business. I can't even speak enough about how they are, and it just upsets my soul that they can come here, present a business, present products, rip us off, make all of this money, and we're making them rich. You cannot go over there and get rich. I promise you, you can't. They're not going to let you do it. Where in this country, where in this world can we, of people of this color, this melanin, go and start a business and take over a particular industry in that country and make $10, $15 billion. Where can we go? Just please leave a comment and tell me where we can go. We are so undervalued and so underrepresented. We have to take our economic power back. And the only way to take it back from China is by not buying from China. So I know you're saying, well, where are you going to buy from? You're going to buy from me. And they're going to be about 500 of me, if I have my way, in the next couple of years that are going to be selling hair at such a volume and rate. There's no reason why you can't make in your pocket 100K. There's no reason. If you make 100K, that means you need to sell close to 200 so that you can pay your taxes and you can restock, you can pay all of the things you need to pay to keep your business going. So I kind of call it like a 60. A lot of people try to do 50-50. Sometimes it's not going to work. I say 60-40, sometimes 70-30, because you want to pay your taxes. And I want to throw something out real quick. This is kind of a curve, but I'm going to throw it out. A lot of women that put up these videos are saying, hair videos are saying, start your LLC. You don't want to tell a person what to do legally. You need to consult a CPA on what type of business entity you need to start. An LLC is not necessarily something for you, despite what people say. It's not. And keep in mind, the IRS knows every time you open up a bank account. The IRS knows every time you set up a legal formation, a business entity. Telling somebody what type of entity to set up, that's legal. An LLC is a legal entity, and there are tax implications in it. There are tax implications if you just do a DBA. So if you're starting from a base, a DBA is really the best way to go, unless you're just really going to be making money and you need to protect yourself. That's the best way to go, because you can still get business insurance if you're selling hair and wigs. You can still get the business insurance to protect your investment, so that if somebody, comes into your warehouse or your home or wherever you're storing your product and they steal it, or if it's damaged, your business insurance will pay you for that. Your personal insurance won't pay you. Your homeowner's insurance is only for personal contents and belongings. Okay, that you need to know. I happen to know that. And I used to teach small business classes, so I do know a few things. But back to buying from China, I really want to have about 500 of us within a year, and I know it's possible. It doesn't have to be women, it could be men. But to get into this business, and I want to be your connect, buy from me, and to sell hair. And so buy the hair so we can start shifting the economic power that China has away from them and bringing it back to us. Somebody has to sell us the hair. And as I said before, my hair connect is India. Locked down, solid, got it. It's done. China, no, because I know what I'm getting there is actually real hair. And they're not over here taking over. They're not taking over our communities. They're not buying everything out from up under us. They're not. China absolutely is. China is trying to team too much everything, and they don't care who they take down in the process. And they'll let some people come through because they know that we're starting to get sensitive about them and about us, them having so much control, and about us buying black and wanting to take control of our financial destiny and our products that represent our people. They know that. So they're trying to play that game to pretend, well, let's do this together. No, let's do this ourselves. We don't need China for this. We don't. China has proven not to be honest, not to be trustworthy, and to only enrich themselves. They have proven that, and to be dishonest in how they trade and how they do business. So I'm looking for 500 more people like me so we can get together and we can get this done. And then when I get that 500, I'm gonna go for 500 more. And I'm not just stopping at just a few bundles. I'm a hair company. I have crates of bundles of hair. I want people that are willing to start selling hair on a larger scale, making real money. And if we can do that, we will have made a significant shift, and I want to keep it up. So if you're interested in selling hair, go online to www.southernfrontals.com. girlluxhair.com. Go online to my website. I've already told you where to find what you need. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Please be respectful. Please be kind. Did I ask you to subscribe? Would you please subscribe so that I'll know how many people are listening to my videos, and we can take it from there. So let me pick up at a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. When we talk about the processes, a lot of people say that the way the hair smells, they get sometimes stinks. Well, let me tell you, China makes all of the plastics for the most part. We depend on China for everything. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine that? Being so dependent upon somebody for so many different things. You can't touch anything that's not really made in China. And a lot of stuff don't last. If you're a China person and you like everything from China just because of the price and nothing's going to change your mind, well, then keep on. I'm trying to find people that are interested in being owners, that are interested in increasing their net worth, passing something on to their children and their family when they're no longer here, making something great, retiring early with a great amount of money. Those are the people that I'm interested in talking to. And if you're interested, I'm here for you. I will give you the coaching. I don't charge for coaching. You can ask me whatever you want to ask. As long as you're buying your hair from me, I'm here to help you and to support you. And I give a lot of information anyhow in other areas. People always come to me for information. But I do want to always try to leave you better than how I met you. I want to always try to empower people to do the best they can do and be the best that they can be. So when I was talking about the processes, when they package your hair in those plastic bags, that is actually what makes the hair stink. It stinks. The type of plastics that China uses, they stink. The tape that they use stinks. It's just what they use it's chemicals. It's the type of chemicals they use. The tape and plastics we use here are a little bit different. If you look at the plastics from like the tape from like 3M, it doesn't smell quite like it does when you get it from China. So that hair travels such a great distance from there to here. And if it's on sea and it's coming through ports, it's going to be open. Customs will open it at the airport. Even if it's flying, they'll open that DHL bag or whatever and seal it back up. You don't know what's getting in, what's getting out. And China and India both, India especially works off the floor. Oftentimes it's not a nice floor. You know, they don't really have air conditioning. It's very hot there. The electricity is not the best there. In a lot of the places that the factories are not so much rural, but some of them are rural. A lot of them are by where the temples are. They're out countryside, far away. So they don't have air conditioning. The windows are open. So you're going to get debris, dust. You're going to get a lot, you know, and if you watch a lot of the different videos, the women are on the floor. If you look at those in China, they're barefoot. And in China, they're huge. They've got some of everything. China's not as sophisticated as you would think. You know, the videos that they let you see is because they want you to see it. And a lot of the different, so when you find that hair stinks, regardless if it doesn't stink, you're supposed to wash those bundles when you get them. You're not supposed to just install them in your hair. You're not supposed to. When you buy your bundles from us, there's an option at checkout if you would like to have them install ready, where they've already been shampooed and conditioned. We can do that for you for a slight upcharge. I think it's like, I don't know, I think it's like 20 bucks. And our wigs, because I style them in-house, they've already been shampooed. But a lot of times, hair, it's gonna have a slight smell. That will wear off as it begins to adapt to your own scalp and your own hair. But don't trip if it's smells, because of it's the packaging that it comes in, and we really don't have a lot of control over that. You know, we really don't have a lot of control over it. I'm going to talk about China when it comes to a lot of the hair that you see, the colors. You can find the videos online. They have these big kettles that they use, and it's like huge kettles, like really like bigger than bear hug type roundness. And they're boiling chemicals and dyes to make the hair look shiny, to disguise the hair, to make it look like it's going to last or it will perform a certain way. And we don't know what's in it because their government doesn't require them to say what's in it. The government doesn't care. As long as it's not killing the people of China, their government doesn't care. They don't have that quality control. So even though they've been saying they have quality control, they really don't. If they're not in an agreement with a contractual agreement with an American manufacturer that's paying them, an American business like Nike and a lot of the others that are over there working, they have agreements, they have quality control, and they have their own people there to make sure that the quality control is in process. But I have friends that have traveled there that are engineers in the oil and gas industry, which is where I retired from, I left, that have told me how it is. They just don't have it. So when you see them with the white coats on and, you know, whatever, they're doing that because they know for us, we require it. Because here, even though the hair industry is non-regulated, under-regulated for the most part, it really is, and it shouldn't be. When it comes to the US, our government has different branches that are able to monitor what happens. So the FDA, for example, is in their primary goal and responsibility is to make sure that whatever goes on your face and, you know, in your body, your hands, is actually healthy and not harmful. So if something goes wrong from an American manufacturer or supplier, you can sue here. That's the remedy here, is that you can sue. China, there is no remedy. You get what you get. If your hair falls out, all of the glue and different things that they're always developing, they say they've tested it. They copy and they say what we say here. It's been tested. It's we didn't use animals. There are no allergies. There are no chemicals. Don't believe that. You get what you get. You get what you get. There's no legal entity that is going to require them to be honest. None at all. We cannot make them be honest here. Our government cannot, because our government is not in control of them. So a lot of times what they're telling you is just not going to be honest. And when you see them making all these different types of hair, these different types of synthetic hairs, if you don't have a chemist here to run the DNA on that particular hair and product, you don't know what's in it. But it's not, I can pretty much guarantee you it's not healthy. All the chemicals they put in it. It's just a big kettle of black gook. What's in it? They don't tell you what's in it. And the fact that it's so black, that's where they get the color from. So it's like this silicone coating that they're putting on the hair to make the hair perform and last better, so it can take heat better. And their engineering is getting better and better, because they don't want to lose money, because they know if you buy hair that doesn't work, you're going to go online, social media, and you're going to tell people, and they're going to lose business. So they're always trying to improve that process. But like I said in my first video, they do not have the raw product. So they're trying to recreate to a point where they can emulate the raw product. They don't have the real thing. So much of what you see on TikTok and all of Instagram and all of the commercials and videos, they're always developing something. China spends all of their time observing others. They're not the originator of anything. They spend all of their time mimicking and reproducing and rebranding products from America for the most part. That's what they do. But we cannot go there and make the money. We can't go there and start a business. We won't be supported. So why do we allow them to come into our neighborhood on every corner and set up these supply houses? And I'm going to throw this in too real quick. Some of you are very young and you don't know, but Koreans came over probably about 20 or so years ago, and they started taking control of the neighborhood beauty supply houses that Black people owned, to a point to where it was only Koreans, and then the Chinese came over and the Vietnamese came over, and now they're taking over they have taken over all of the nail and the nail shops. So they have that. And I know for a fact what they offer here, they don't offer back there in their homeland, because it won't sell. I said something earlier that I want to correct. I made a comment about sacrificing hair in all the different places. I said that the women in those other countries don't sacrifice hair. Actually, in Cambodia and Vietnam, they're very poor. So you remember the movie Good Hair with Chris Rock, right? In all actuality, there are peddlers that go through India in the little villages, as well as in China, I'm sorry, I hit that again. There are peddlers that go through in the villages, in the little countrysides, in the farms, and they go to pick up hair. That's how they try to get the hair. When they can't get it from the top sources, when they can't go to the temple in India to bid on hair, you have peddlers that go through the villages and they collect hair from the brushes of women in India. And you have husbands that cut the hair from their daughters and even their wives to sell the hair. Anything 8 inches or longer, they will cut it and sell it. It happens all the time. Because you have to pilgrimage so very far in India to get typically to these temples to have your hair shaven, to have your hair tonsured. And they travel up to 200 miles a day to do it. And the wait time is very long at these temples. They have hundreds and hundreds of barbers throughout all of these temples. They're waiting to shave the hair, but since COVID, that has been seriously affected, which is why we've seen so many price increases in hair coming out of definitely India, but then China's been giving you increases too. And that's why you haven't been able to get a lot of your frontals and closures. Those are typically made in Korea. The women in Korea have mastered doing the closures, and the high def closures definitely are harder to get and more expensive. But back to China. So there are people that, the peddlers as they call them, they will go from village to village offering to buy hair from the family. What they will give the family is barely nothing, because in India, I think the average going rate of wages there is about 30 cents in their money a day, which is, they're so incredibly poor. It's just it's so horrible that they're so poor. And the women that actually donate their hair for the sacrificing ceremony, they don't get paid for it. It's a religious act, and they pray to the gods for blessings for family, sickness, health, marital issues. Just, they pray to the gods for that, and they tonsure their hair by sacrificing their hair for those blessings. It's a cultural thing, and it's been done throughout time, and it's not going to stop. However, that is the only place where it's done. So for China, if they're able to collect hair, that's where they go to collect it. But it's just not of the quality, nor is it of the quantity that you're going to get from India, because it's so widespread. It's a cultural thing. And there's so many people. There's so many people in India. So many people in India. And the men's hair is as long as the women's hair when they grow it, actually. It's beautiful hair. So I just wanted to kind of, I wanted to correct that for you. I'm trying to think of what else I might have missed that you didn't know that I need to tell you. We talked about the raw product. Later, I'm going to talk to you about when you get ready to start your business, a little bit more about the hair, but also beyond the hair, other things that you're going to need to know that I don't think you've probably heard before. Let's see. I think that's pretty close to it. I'm trying to think if I can think of anything else. If you're interested, like I said, go online and sign up to get wholesale and preferred pricing as a stylist and also as an entrepreneur. But if you want to sell just to kind of test the waters and see what kind of money there is for you there, and if you're serious about it, you get out of it what you put into it. So if your hustle game is real, if you're serious, you know, and you network and you let people know that you have hair, you know, you can get samples and have your samples financed on the website. I have a buy now, pay later. It's a really quick thing. All of you, the stylist, entrepreneur, and as well as those of you that aren't licensed yet, and you just want to try it out and invite your friends, family. And if you've been laid off, if you have a 401k, I know it's a scary thing, but you know what? No job is promised to you. That's why so many people are starting their own business. If you're a hustler and you like to work, you don't mind working, you know, selling hair will work for you if you have that talent. If you don't know how to sell hair, maybe your spouse, you don't know how to sell, and maybe your spouse does. If you're not good with people, maybe your spouse is, then this would be for you. Just get together, figure out how much money you're willing to invest. The more you invest, the more inventory you'll have. But before you stack high on inventory, you definitely want to get your feet wet. So that $40 a month thing, that plan that I have for you, the preferred pricing, wholesale, that would be really good for you to start off with. If you have some money set to the side, if you just have, you know, $5,000, that's not a lot when you get to talking about closures and what have you. But keep in mind, you're buying it at a wholesale price. So you can get more than what you would ever be able to dream of getting if you were buying at retail. And if you are looking at me and you want to go online and buy retail, the hair is the same. It's beautiful. You can get it financed. And if you're purchasing my higher end sites, my blonde lines, I have 2 blonde lines, celebrity blonde and red carpet blonde. The difference is the type of hair. It's just a more, the red carpet is the highest grade of blonde that I have. It's actually back here. It's just really beautiful. It performs beautifully. All of the hair performs beautifully. As soon as it's wet and it dries, it reverts back to its natural stage, its natural texture. And I have raw, which is beautiful. Raw hair is untouched. It's pure. It comes only in 3 textures. Curly. Did I say curly? Wavy, straight, and curly. Those are the 3 textures for raw. That's all raw hair, period. Anybody's really raw hair, that's all it comes in. Anything else is a manufactured texture, which is done in China. It's not done in India. I do have one texture, the body wave, that they will do in India, but that's about it. India doesn't have all of the manufacturing that China has because India has the raw product. They make their money off the hair itself in its natural state. It's China that has all of those processes that they use to make the hair more marketable. And the reason they do it is because it's not the beauty of the real hair. It's not the actual authentic real Indian hair. So China uses all of these other processes, chemical and otherwise, to manipulate the hair so it will look and perform the way you want it to, and all of their marketing genius, which is absolutely great. So when you go to the beauty store and you see all of these grades of hair, 10A, 8A, 5A, 12A, all of these names, water waves, just some of everything. That's China's marketing. There's no such thing. And basically what they're saying is that this hair has the physical attribute of a water wave when it's wet or when it's dry. When they use those numbers to classify hair, China does that. It doesn't really have a significance other than this is what they say it is. Because, and let me tell you why. Because they own 90% of the beauty supply houses, right? So they've all gotten together and that's just their norm for how they grade hair. So when you walk into their beauty supply and you ask for an 8A or 7A, they have it because they created it, right? But other than that, it has no significance. China created that. So that's something else that you kind of need to know. At any rate, that's about it. I have other things to tell you, but I'm not going to keep you. Please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I need to know if you liked it, if you found anything that I've said helpful. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. And again, please be respectful and please be kind in your comments. And let's do this. Let's get together. I want 500 people within a year that are willing to and want to start your own hair business. And I will coach you. I do not charge for the coaching. If you buy small amounts, a few bundles here, a few bundles there, the coaching goes together with others. We'll do it together. You can ask all the questions you want. If you're buying on a larger amount, you're using 401k or savings or investment or whatever, I will coach you one-on-one, and I don't charge because I get paid if you buy the hair, and I want to be your connect. I want to be the person you come to purchase your hair. If you have a problem, let me know. I'm in this for the long haul, and I really would love to have you purchase your hair from me so that we can begin to realize our economic power and start making money. There's no reason you can't make $100,000 by selling $200,000 worth of hair. You got to look at it that way. You sell $200,000 worth of hair, you can put $100 in your pocket easy. You know, you have to pay taxes on that. When you start selling hair, when you start a business and you start making money from your business, your tax bracket is higher. So that's why I said go to a CPA to determine how you should set up your business, what entity. It's more to it than just an LLC. LLC is not for everybody. A DBA is not for everybody. A corporation is not for everybody. You know, there are tax implications in all of that, and there are responsibilities in all of that. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll come back a little bit more focused with everything that I have written down next time. But I also want to be able to answer your questions next time. Thank you so much. This is my second video. I know it was a little rough, but it's going to get better. But let's make that money. Let's do it together. Buy black. Thank you so much. Bye.